Fox 10 News starts now with breaking news.
Well, we begin with breaking news this morning. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at 84 years old. His family, friends, and former colleagues are now reflecting on his life and decades in politics. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has more now from Washington.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney passed away Monday night, surrounded by his family due to complications from pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. For more than 50 years, former Vice President Dick Cheney was a force in Republican politics. His family announcing his passing at 84 years old, saying in part, Dick Cheney was a great and good man who taught his children and grandchildren to love our country and to live lives of courage, honor, love, kindness, and fly fishing.
He was a great and good man and served our country with great dedication for years.
Cheney's political career spanned several decades and administrations. He served as Defense Secretary, White House Chief of Staff, and as Wyoming's congressman, where he established a strong conservative record. Cheney's greatest influence, though, was as vice president, when he advised President George W. Bush during wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and especially after 9/11, determined to win the war on terror once and for all.
There was a whole series of attacks that were foiled because of the CIA interrogation program that Dick Cheney was the champion.
Most recently, Cheney became one of the more prominent Republicans to oppose President Trump, and last year said he would cast his vote for Vice President Kamala Harris. Still, he's seen as a hero to some conservatives.
He was a man who was serious. He was a man who was dedicated to keeping this country safe.
In a statement, former President George W. Bush said history will remember Dick Cheney among the finest public servants of his generation. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Problems are piling up at airports across the country as the government shutdown stretches into a second month now. We're on day 35 of the longest government shutdown in history, and the situation is getting worse at America's airports. Problems piling up as air traffic controllers and TSA workers continue working without pay. Many are calling out sick, leading to major staffing issues that caused more than 4,400 flight delays just yesterday. Here are major delays at Dallas-Fort Worth and also in Houston, where folks are being told to get to the airport extra early. Despite the inconvenience, some travelers say they're just glad the airports are still open.
I'm impressed that there's as many people working as there are, because if it was turned, I don't know that I'd be here.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says right now there are enough controllers to handle the load, but if things get worse, he'll consider shutting down air travel. And right now there's about 13,000 air traffic controllers who are working without a paycheck. Nearly 42 million Americans will be impacted if SNAP runs out of money, and that includes 750,000 Alabamians. Many of them attended a rally for SNAP recipients in Montgomery. State lawmakers are asking for Alabama to use its rainy day fund to support SNAP benefits through the shutdown. And state Democrats say the longer Alabama waits, the more it will hurt the thousands of people who need those benefits.
We're talking about families that are being impacted, that are going hungry because of the effort, the lack of effort of following the federal government and not standing up for the people that elected you.
Democratic leaders in Alabama continue to ask Governor Kay Ivey to call a special session to find a way to support SNAP recipients. A spokesperson for Governor Ivey says she has no plans to call a special session, saying the state does not have the money to do the job of congressional lawmakers. But local organizations are doing their best to make sure that nobody is hungry during this time. Our Stephen Moody has more with Prodigy Pantry now as they feed hundreds of Baldwin County families.
The line was especially long Tuesday morning at Prodigy Pantry as they prepared for their regular weekly distribution. They feed thousands of families every month, and with SNAP only providing half of its benefits, that number will continue to increase.
It's really hard for families to wake up and realize there's no funding on their EBT card, that their SNAP benefits are delayed. It may take up to 2 weeks for a half of what they would normally get to be put on their EBT card. We are here for those families in Baldwin County who are missing those EBT benefits right now. So it's a big task that we're stepping up to the plate, so to speak, and helping those families while they wait for their SNAP benefits.
Just 30 minutes after opening their doors, they had already helped 5 federal employees with food assistance. This is the regular weekly distribution here, but Prodigy Pantry has hosted a couple of special food distribution events, and during those events, other federal workers were able to get help. And for families, this came at just the right time.
It's a lot because your food stamps are cut out, the government's shut down, so it's amazing that they have an organization like this. A lot of people does not have food or can't get to it, so something like this in a community is amazing.
And as the shutdown continues and the holiday season approaches, these lines will only grow.
How long will the government shutdown continue? How long will we support the federal employees? How long will it take for those SNAP benefits to hit cards? We don't know. But we'll be here because the community supports what we do.
You can't be ashamed to want to come and try to get help. I mean, it's here for you to get.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Another beautiful day across the Gulf Coast, feeling like fall right now. Let's take a live look over at Orange Beach right now. The water is looking nice out there. Not a lot of people on the beach, which is to be expected. It's a little chilly out there to be wanting to go in the ocean. But over the next 5 hours, we'll continue to see that sunshine. 71 degrees by 1 o'clock, 70 degrees by 3 o'clock. We'll get back into the 60s starting about 4 o'clock. That's something we haven't seen in a while, is those 70-degree temperatures. That's actually going to be our high for today, is the mid-70s. Temperatures right now, though, across the area, we're slowly getting to that 70-degree mark. Some of us are already there. We have 70 in Gulf Shores, 69 in Navarre, 70 in Crestview, as well as Milton, 66 in Molino, 68 in Fairhope, as well as Mobile, 66 in Bay Minette, 70 in Evergreen, 68 in Chatham, 67 in Lisa, then 66 degrees in Pascagoula. Temperatures are going to continue to go up and we'll be right where we're supposed to be. We usually see temperatures about 74 degrees this time of year. We'll be at 73 degrees by 1 o'clock, 72 at 3 o'clock. Then the sun begins to set at 5 o'clock, so we'll get back into the 60s. Then starting around 7, we'll get back into that 50-degree mark. So definitely going to be another chilly night. Dew points are still staying dry out there, so we're not going to feel any of that humidity. But we're slowly going to increase our dew points as we go on throughout the day. Keep in mind the threshold is 55 degrees or less for that dry category. But we're going to start seeing 50s approach around 7 p.m. So we're slowly going to increase that moisture as we go on throughout this week. And that's all thanks to a wind shift. Afternoon forecast, if you're wanting to get out, it's going to be great out there. Temperatures are going to be nice and pleasant. It's going to feel a little warm out there, but not terrible. You can actually probably have some short sleeves outside and be okay out there. And then we're going to continue on to see those slightly warm temperatures. Easterly wind around 5 miles per hour. And then this is the biggest thing we're looking at is our warming trend. You can see that departure from normal, 7 degrees above average for Friday and Saturday. We're going to be seeing those 80-degree temperatures, which is quite odd for our fall, for our November. But then that front leaves the area. That's actually what's increasing our temperatures. Look at, we're going to be below average starting on Monday and Tuesday, nearly by 10 degrees. I'll be breaking down the rest of your Tuesday forecast, going into more detail about this warming trend coming up.
All right, Hannah, thank you. Well, voters headed to the polls today to cast ballots in a number of races that could impact the 2026 midterm elections across our country. The race for New York's mayor features Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa. Recent polling has shown Mamdani leading Cuomo, with Sliwa trailing both of them. Cuomo, who is running as an independent after losing to Mamdani in the primary, hit his opponent on experience.
He's never had a real job. He was an assemblyman, passed 3 bills, worst attendance record in the legislature. It's all political rhetoric.
If people want to vote for Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they should vote for Andrew Cuomo. If people want to vote for change, they should vote for me.
2 other major contests Tuesday are the elections for governor in New Jersey and Virginia. New Mobile Mayor Spiro Cheragata says he plans to hit the ground running. The mayor starting announcing an administration appointments today.
So help me God. So help me God. Boy, I'm feeling ready.
Mayor Cheragata sworn into office yesterday. He says he plans to follow through on a number of projects, including a new downtown arena at the site of the old Civic Center. It's under construction right now, and a new airport near downtown. Both are under construction, but the mayor did not hesitate when asked about his #1 focus.
Top priority is always public safety. So in the first week, we'll be meeting with command staff. No matter how far crime numbers fall, if people don't feel safe in Mobile, we haven't done our job.
The mayor says he wants to appoint task forces in the first 90 days to focus on issues like city finances, waterfront development, and public transportation. The Mobile City Council plans to hold its first meeting with 2 new council members today. Councilwoman Samantha Ingram and Councilman Bo Fleming took the oath of office. They join returning council members Corey Penn, CJ Small, Ben Reynolds, Josh Woods, and Gina Gregory. The council had a brief organizational meeting, re-elected Councilman Small as president and Councilwoman Gregory as vice president. It's officially a new era in the city of Pritchard as Mayor Carletta Davis assumes office. Mayor Davis says she's already hit the ground running. She spent the last few weeks going over information from listening sessions she held around the community, where she heard straight from residents about their concerns.
People are just ready to come together and see a change in their community. And I think for me, the biggest thing was them coming out and showing their interest. And so I'm here, they're here, and we're going to do this together.
Mayor Davis says she plans to meet with city council members who were also sworn in before finalizing her 100-day plan. Well, new this morning, Pensacola residents, listen to this. The city council there is hosting a workshop. It's set for tomorrow, starting at 5:30 p.m. in the Hagler Mason conference room. That's located on the 2nd floor of City Hall. Now, during this workshop, you're going to be able to learn more about the new Palafox project. The city says it's a significant investment that will strengthen public safety, improve stormwater infrastructure, and create a more cohesive experience for both residents and visitors. You can learn more at cityofpensacola.com. The Fox 10 car seat safety event is only a couple of days away now. Why it could save your child's life is coming up. Plus, aid continues pouring into Jamaica as the country still recovers from Hurricane Melissa. Hannah?
Another beautiful day across the Gulf Coast, but the next 12 hours over in Pensacola will get into the lower 70s for our temperatures with plenty of sunshine. But right when that sun begins to set, we're going to be back into the 60s and not far after back into the 50s with another cool night ahead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right
back in. The United Nations World Food Program offers relief to Caribbean countries following Hurricane Melissa. Aid is finally making its way into Jamaica after that Category 5 storm ripped through the western region of the island. The World Food Program says its priority is to reach communities that are isolated. Some had been cut off because of fallen concrete posts and trees strewn across roads. The spokesperson for the World Food Program highlights how many people have been affected and the type of recovery it will be.
We know that all across the Caribbean, there's more than 5 million people who've been affected by Hurricane Melissa. And our commitment as the World Food Program is to meet their immediate food needs, but also to continue to support national governments in what is likely to be a marathon recovery.
The World Food Program says it's also supplying aid to Haiti and Cuba and is warning of a marathon recovery in the hardest hit areas. Typhoon Kalmagay has left at least 26 people dead in the Philippines, mostly in flooding set off by the storm, which barreled across the central part of the country this morning. Disaster response officials said this. Floodwaters trapped scores of people on their roofs and submerged cars. The video you're looking at is from Mandayuwi City. Winds reached up to 93 miles per hour there. A passenger train and cargo train collided in central India today. The crash killed at least 7 people. Rescuers searched through the debris and wreckage for victims. At least a dozen survivors were taken to hospitals. An investigation into what caused this deadly crash is underway at this hour. More than 12 million people use India's 14,000 trains every day. In 2023, more than 280 people were killed in a train crash in the eastern part of the country.
Here is a live look outside over in Destin, looking absolutely beautiful out there. Plenty of sunshine. Today is the day to head outdoors. Temperatures are going to be nice and comfortable in the 70s. That's exactly what we're tracking for our weather headlines. We have those clear and sunny skies throughout the day. But the biggest thing we're tracking is we're having a gradual warming trend throughout this week. We're still going to stay a little dry, but we could see some showers and thunderstorms come in later on this week into this weekend. But forecast temperatures today, we haven't seen this in quite a while. A 7 before those numbers. We've been well into the 60s for quite some time now, a little bit on the chilly side. We're still gradually warming up. We'll be at 68 degrees by 11 a.m. Then we'll be near 73 degrees by 1 o'clock, back to 70 degrees by 4. Then once 7 p.m. hits, we're getting back into the 50s and dropping into the overnight hours. Forecast highs are right where they're supposed to be. We usually see temperatures around 74, 75 degrees this time of year. We have a high of 73 in Mobile, 71 in Fairhope, 72 in Pensacola, 73 in Destin, 74 in Milton, 74 in Atmore, 76 in Evergreen, 75 in Chatham, and 74 degrees in Lucedale. We're continuing to stay dry out there, but you might notice a little bit of an increase. We have a wind shift, winds coming out of the east, so we're going to bring a little bit more moisture in. But as you can see, we're still well into that dry category. The threshold for that is 55 degrees or lower, so not much to worry about with any humidity today. So afternoon planners looking absolutely gorgeous outside. Plenty of sunshine, lower 70s for our temperature. Then we'll start to drop back into the closer 60-degree range after 4 o'clock. So evening practice, definitely going to want a jacket out there. We'll be near 61 degrees by 6 o'clock. Then 56 degrees by 8 o'clock. Still feeling like fall, but it might be a little chilly out there for the younger kiddos if they have any practices. Then for a beach forecast, low risk of rip currents, 72 degrees out there, calm and clear across the entire coastline. We're going to continue to see a low risk of rip currents over the next 3-day period. Surf heights right now around 1 to 2 feet. Water temperatures in the mid 70s, so definitely getting a little chilly out there, which is great news for us. That means cooler temperatures mean no active hurricane season going to continue on. We actually have no new tropical development expected over the next 7-day period, which is great news, and especially as we are in our last month of hurricane season. We're not really going to see much more development expected. We have a sharp decrease there, but we could see another area or two being highlighted in the next couple of weeks. But we will keep you here. We'll keep you updated here at the Storm Tracker Center. 7-day forecast, though. Look at that. Our warming trend, 80 degrees by Friday and Saturday. We do have a chance for showers and thunderstorms on Friday and maybe a slim chance through the weekend, but really we could see a little bit of that rumble of thunder mainly on Friday. Then a front moves through the area, which look what it does to our temperatures by Monday. 45 degrees for a morning low and 63 degrees for a high. So we're going to have this warming trend, but don't worry, if you miss those fall-like temperatures, they'll be coming back by next week.
All right, we've got a question for you. When was the last time you checked your child's car seat? Chances are the seat is not in correctly. And we say that because statistics show that most car seats just aren't installed correctly, making the car a dangerous place for your child. There are some common mistakes, like how to secure your car seat.
One of the biggest mistakes is people do the seat belt and the lower anchors together. We see that a lot. I would do it too if I didn't know any better, just to be extra safe, but it's one or the other, not both. So either lower anchors or the seat belt, but not both.
And we want to help you fix those issues if you maybe have made some. Fox 10 is committed to making sure your children are safe in the car. We invite you to come see us here at the Fox 10 studios this Thursday for a free car seat safety event. You're just going to pull into our car or your car into our parking lot right here at the Fox 10 studios on Satchel Paige, and licensed car seat technicians are going to take a look at your car seats. They're going to fix any problems they might find. And again, all of this is free, and it could save your child's life. We're partnering with USA Health Children's and Women's Hospital, and we will be giving away a limited number of car seats at this event, so there's something to look forward to as well. Please mark your calendars for Thursday, November 6th. It's from 7 until 11 right here at Fox 10 Studios. A heads up for boaters in Orange Beach now. The Boggy Point boat ramp and parking lot will be closed starting today. We're told the closure will allow crews to perform maintenance and repairs at the Boggy Point site. According to the Alabama Marine Resources Division, that includes surface patching, striping, along with the dock and ramp upkeep. Officials say boaters who normally launch from this boat ramp should use other public boat ramps in Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, and other nearby areas. The closure is expected to last through Thursday. A reminder for drivers and pedestrians in downtown Mobile now. South Conception Street at Church Street remains closed. Mobile County leaders say it's for crane operations at Government Plaza. The county is replacing an air handler in the North Tower. Officials say it could take another day or so to complete. In the meantime, people should continue to use the Joachim Street entrance. Well, straight ahead, it's an uncomfortable topic with many men, but needs to be discussed. why men need to talk to their doctor about their prostate in this morning's Health Minute. Let's be honest, it's not always an easy conversation for men to have, but talking about prostate problems is a critical part of staying healthy. Symptoms such as urinary frequency, urgency, or difficulty going to the bathroom can signal a medical condition, and delayed diagnosis can lead to unnecessary suffering. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has one man's story and how a non-invasive procedure helped him find symptom relief.
For years, Chris Golden was frequently heading to the bathroom. He even brought it up to his doctor.
He just kind of blew it off as, oh, you had a Diet Coke this morning, so that's what's causing you to go to the bathroom.
But the problem progressed, so he switched doctors and got a referral to a urologist who found Golden's prostate-specific antigen, or PSA, levels elevated. He eventually was diagnosed with benign prostatic hyperplasia, also called enlarged prostate, or BPH.
Apparently my prostate was something like 10 or 12 times the normal size, and we couldn't figure it out.
About 50% of men around age 50 have an enlarged prostate, and that number increases with age, says Dr. Jay Amin with Orlando Health.
I think the important part is making sure that you're seeing someone who is able to assess those symptoms and offer you the correct procedure.
Amin does several different prostate procedures, but says he most often recommends one called HoLEP, which he says is done in an hour.
Once the patient is under anesthesia and is completely asleep, I put a little small camera through the urethra into the prostate, and then I use a laser to essentially remove those enlarged sections of the prostate. It really allows for massive amounts of urinary improvement.
It's the procedure Golden chose since he didn't want his prostate removed. It's been more than 2 months and he's finally feeling symptom relief.
He definitely improved and I'm definitely rested more, and it's definitely a plus.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, experts encourage men to discuss any urinary problems with a doctor, as there are other conditions that could be causing them, including urinary tract infections, prostasis, even prostate cancer. Walking on a daily basis isn't just good for your body. It also could help your mind. According to a new study, physical activities like walking could slow the buildup of the protein usually linked to memory loss. Those who had at least 3,000 steps per day seemed to delay cognitive decline by about 3 years. That rose to 7 years for people who did at least 5,000 daily steps. Experts say actions that are good for the heart, like walking, also have repeatedly shown to also be good for the brain. Beer sales fizzle at Molson Coors. Those details and more we've got for you in your business headlines. Plus, with food costs going up, families continue to feel the pinch. In this morning's Did You Know, we take a look at how you can stretch your food budget. Hannah.
We have this warming trend, which is the main thing we are tracking, but right behind it, we can see the coolest temperatures of the season starting next week. I'll be breaking down why that is happening coming up after this.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
And we've got your half-hour headlines for you. Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. A statement from his family says the former vice president died to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. Cheney served as defense chief under the George H.W. Bush administration and then returned to serve as vice president under George W. Bush's term, and was a key figure in the Iraq War. Cheney was considered one of the most powerful but polarizing vice presidents in U.S. history, and his career spanned several administrations. The U.S. Travel Association, which consists of the American Hotel and Lodging Association, Cruise Lines International Association, and more, sent a letter to Congress warning of longer lines, delays, cancellations, and the potential financial impact an extended shutdown would have on travel. Around 20 million people flew Thanksgiving week last year. But according to U.S. Travel News, 60% of Americans are reconsidering their travel plans this year because of uncertainty with this shutdown. The government shutdown has already left 13,000 air traffic controllers and 50,000 Transportation Security Administration officers to work without pay. Peru is cutting diplomatic ties with Mexico after Mexico's decision to grant asylum to former Peruvian Prime Minister Betsy Chavez, who is under investigation for rebellion. Peru's foreign minister called Mexico's decision to grant Chavez asylum at its embassy in Lima as a, quote, unfriendly act. Chavez is accused of being a part of the 2022 failed effort by Peru's then president, Pedro Castillo, to declare a state of emergency and dissolve parliament just as lawmakers were preparing to vote to impeach him. The Mexican government has said it granted Chavez asylum in compliance with international law. Pizza Hut could be getting new owners. Denny's has been sold. A Tesla investor blocks Elon Musk's pay package. Starbucks sells part of its business to China. Fox's CJ Papa has today's business headlines.
Yum Brands is exploring strategic options for Pizza Hut, including a potential sale. Pizza Hut is the second largest U.S. pizza operator. It reported its 8th consecutive quarter of same-store sales declines. Meanwhile, Denny's is going private in a deal worth $322 million. 3 entities are working together to buy the chain. Denny's board of directors had already reached out to 40 potential buyers. One of Tesla's major investors is rejecting Elon Musk's $1 trillion pay package. Norway's sovereign wealth fund is the first major institutional investor to disclose how it voted. Starbucks is selling 60% of its business in China to a local investment firm. Starbucks will continue owning 40% of the business and will license its brand and intellectual property. And beer sales are down at Molson Coors, maker of Miller Lite and Blue Moon. The company lost money in the recent quarter and says it expects the year to come in at the low end of expectations. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Spam and Skippy Peanut Butter's parent, Hormel, cutting 250 corporate and sales jobs. The business says it's restructuring and will close as many open roles as possible. Hormel says it has been dealing with price pressures, bird flu, and a fire at a facility in Arkansas. A dietary supplement sold at Sam's Clubs across the U.S. is being recalled, so check your pantries to see if you have this one. The Food and Drug Administration says Super Greens powder, listed under the Members Mark brand, could be linked to a salmonella outbreak. Reports of salmonella-related cases were reported in several states, including Virginia, Florida, and the Carolinas. At least 3 people affected had to be hospitalized. Symptoms of salmonella infection include fever and abdominal cramps, which occur within 3 days of eating contaminated food. More information is now available at fda.gov.
Here is a live look over in Biloxi. Nice sunny skies over there. Traffic is looking great as well. You can see a nice view of the water there as well. Overall, it's a beautiful day to go outside. Look at our current conditions across the area, slowly approaching that 70-degree mark. Some of us are still already there. You can see Fairhope's at 70 degrees, Evergreen's at 70 degrees. Mobile, we're not too far behind, 68 degrees at Mobile Regional, 67 degrees over in Pensacola as well. So we're slowly warming up with plenty of sunshine across the area. You can see as we make our way out the door over the next few hours, probably going to want to have a short sleeve on. We have 71 degrees by noon, 73 degrees by 1 o'clock. We'll be in the lower 70s through the majority of the afternoon. Then around 5 o'clock, that's when the sun begins to set. We'll get back into the 60s and cool down quite quickly into the overnight hours. After school forecast, it's going to be nice out there. Lower 70s till about 5 o'clock, like I had mentioned. 0 degrees out there, 0% chance for rain, with sunny and pleasant conditions as well. Now let's look at what we're really tracking. So this high pressure system that is over us right now. So it's giving us those pleasant and calm conditions, not a cloud in the sky, plenty of sunshine as well. That's going to move out of the area, though, and move to the east starting tomorrow. And then we have these 2 cold fronts approaching our area. The first one's weak, and then the second one's going to give us the coolest temperatures of the season. So this is on Friday. We'll see that increase in cloud coverage. Here's that front originally moving in behind. All these rain showers are right behind it. That's when we'll see the greatest chance for maybe seeing a rumble of thunder or 2. And then as we continue on through our Saturday, that'll move out of the area. Then we have another front approaching on Sunday. You can kind of see that here. This one's a little bit on the weaker side, involving moisture. The first one brings in more moisture to our area. The second one brings in more dry and cold temperatures. So that moves through our area starting on Sunday, leaving us with calm, clear conditions for our Monday, right behind it starting in the afternoon hours. So let's look at what it does for all of our individual weather parameters. So we have these dry conditions starting on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll still be in that pleasant category, but you can see definitely a difference. We have nearly 20 degrees of an increase in our moisture levels. But look at Friday. We're going to be near 70 degrees for our muggy meter, which means we're grazing that muggy line. We'll be in the mid-60s for Saturday. So we're definitely going to be feeling humid this weekend. And then our forecast lows over the next 7 days. Average this time of year is around 51 degrees. We'll be right where we're supposed to be on Thursday, maybe a few degrees above, but we'll be in the 60s through the entire weekend for our morning lows. And like I mentioned, that front right behind it, look what it does. We have like what we are tracking, maybe a possible Arctic blast is what we call it. 45 for a low on Monday, then 40 for a low on Tuesday. Keep in mind, this is mainly for the Mobile area. Imagine areas north of us. We're going to be well into the 30s. We could see our first freeze of the season as well. We're tracking that on some of our models. Forecast highs as well. Average is about 74 degrees. We're well above that starting on Wednesday, even 80 degrees on Friday and Saturday, then 63 degrees for a high on Monday. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast where you'll really start to see those lows get down. Look at that, 63 on Tuesday for our Veterans Day. Then we get to 69 degrees on Wednesday. Then we're starting to go back to average for Thursday of next week. So this specific week, we've got to deal with that warming trend, then maybe some showers and possible thunderstorms on Friday. That'll clear out on Sunday, leaving us with cooler and drier conditions for our Monday.
All right, Hannah, thank you. A warning from health officials for seniors to stay safe while exercising. Exercise comes with many great health benefits, but experts say it can also be dangerous if it's not done correctly. Our Sarah Wall is taking a look at what the experts recommend, the potential issues if not done correctly, and the benefits of moving your body. In depth, staying safe while exercising is available right now on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. Remember, you can always join the conversation at 9 a.m. on Fox 10's Facebook page. You have a chance to take charge of your heart health and help out a great cause all at the same time. This year's Mobile Heart Walk is this Saturday, November 8th at the University of South Alabama. Every year, the Heart Association brings people together to raise money for heart disease research. Fox News is the media sponsor. You can still sign up to walk, or you can even donate. It's on our website, fox10tv.com, and we hope to see you there. We all have to buy groceries, and we know the cost of food continues rising. It's particularly tough right now for families who depend on SNAP benefits to put food on their table. Susan Campbell has some ideas to stretch your budget.
The typical family throws out $56 worth of food every week. But with a little strategic shopping, we can save that money. And even if you think you are already the savviest shopper, there may be a few extra ways to save.
Garlic.
Danica Vargas carefully watches prices at the grocery store.
Everything's getting a little pricey for sure.
On social media, she's the traveling chef. She has a meal prep service and catering business. But today, we're cooking for her family.
My oldest is a little bit pickier than my little one.
A big pot of chilies on the menu.
I can stretch this chili out to 3 separate meals total, for sure.
Chili and cornbread one night, chili dogs another, and then chili over a hearty baked potato.
So how much is this whole meal going to end up costing? So this one here that I'm doing is definitely under $30, which is pretty cheap if you think about it, with 3 meals for your family.
The latest data from the Consumer Price Index shows the cost of food is up 2.7% compared to last year. For months, we've also been tracking grocery prices. We chose 8 items at 4 stores in Gilbert: Safeway, Fry's, Walmart, and Target. Since March, the price of romaine hearts went up at Safeway and Fry's, but down at Walmart and Target. Strawberries got a little cheaper at Safeway, Fry's, and Target. And the cost of ground beef went up at all 4. But this week, a sale at Fry's made it the go-to ingredient for Danica's chili recipe. Here are a couple other easy ways to save.
Go with, the season. During the season, you're going to have a lot cheaper vegetables.
In the same way, plan meals around affordable sides and make them the star of the show.
You have all your grains. You have rice, potatoes, of course. You've got lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, chia seeds keep you really full and energized all day long.
And then do a quick audit of portion sizes. Maybe you're cooking more than you need to.
If you think about it, kids waste so much food on their plates every single day. You know what? Maybe you should serve a little bit less, and that way you stretch your budget, stretch the food out for the entire week as well.
I have a challenge for you. Shop your own pantry before you go to the store. There might be a lot of stuff already in there that you can throw into your recipes before you buy anything else. I'm Susan Campbell.
Some good advice and a good meal. Chili will stretch. All right, straight ahead, a British actor is named Sexiest Man Alive. Plus, a bear gets stuck inside a car in Colorado. Your Midday Talkers are next. All right, welcome back. British actor Jonathan Bailey is named this year's Sexiest Man Alive.
I can definitely see why, but People magazine made this announcement last night.
The Wicked and Bridgerton actor follows in the footsteps of other stars who have won the pop culture accolade,
including Chris Hemsworth, George Clooney, and last year's winner, John Krasinski.
Bailey responded to the news saying, quote, "Obviously, I'm incredibly flattered and it's completely absurd."
I love the accent that you did there. But Bailey has had quite the whirlwind couple of years with the release of Wicked last November, Jurassic World Rebirth debuting in the summer, and the upcoming second Wicked film titled Wicked for Good coming out this month.
Okay, he is, yes, I saw him in Bridgerton. He is an extremely beautiful man.
Yes.
And so this is very deserving. I think that look at that look right there.
I know. Like, come on. You're telling me you can't melt looking at that man? I also saw him in Bridgerton. I love the Bridgerton series. Yes. I read all of the books as well. I definitely feel like that's what definitely got him his start. Yep. And then he's been in these huge films. He's an incredible actor as well. So definitely well deserved there that people are finally seeing his fame.
Oh yeah, kudos to him. Well, a bear now got itself in quite the jam after breaking into a car in Colorado.
The shocked owner called Larimer County sheriffs to help get the furry bandit out of the vehicle, who was not happy about the situation.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Deputies added a handle release mechanism to the car door and then slowly opened it, allowing the bear to just run off into the woods.
Despite the damage to the inside of the vehicle, the owners were grateful for the deputies' work.
The owner says there was no food in the car, so no one's quite sure why the bear decided to raid the vehicle. Hey, maybe he just wanted to take a little drive down the road.
I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe it was cold there. Maybe he wanted to get some comfort. Maybe he was tired of laying on the ground and wanted to lay in the car. Who knows?
There you go. I like that idea. I think that could be it. All right, the full moon is as close as it can be to Earth this week, marking the closest supermoon of 2025.
Supermoons hang low and appear big and bright on the horizon, especially just after sunset.
The moon will reach peak fullness at 8:19 a.m. on Wednesday morning.
According to the Farmer's Almanac, November's supermoon marks a time when some of the first snow appears in northern parts of the United States as well as Canada.
In case you missed this one, the next supermoon arrives in exactly a month on December 4th. Because of the time change, I was driving home last night and I saw the moon as the sun was nearly gone.
Honestly, this is the time of year I get a little antsy. I hate the fact that I'm driving home at 5:30 and it's dark outside. Like, it just feels wrong and it messes with my head. And I'm like, I was driving after my lunch break yesterday at 1:30 and like with the sun already setting, it felt like 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm like, I don't like this time
I don't like
of year.
it either. It's not my favorite. And it also doesn't help that my son is waking up at 5:30 every morning when he used to be about 6:30. So even though he's going to bed at 9, which usually it's 8, I've kind of adjusted it. He still didn't.
Stormy does the same thing. She wakes up at 4:30 ready to eat, even though she typically eats at 5:30. And I said, no, we're not adjusting this. It's already early enough.
We got to fix it. We got to fix it somehow because I'm not getting the sleep that I need.
Yeah, neither of us apparently.
Okay, well, we're going to be right back with more Fox 10 Midday, leaving you with this live look. The camera's shaking a little bit there, Hannah.
Got a little bit of a breeze out there over in Dauphin Island, but that'll start to decrease as we go on throughout the day. Beautiful day outside with temperatures in the 70s. We'll have one more look at your forecast coming up after this break.
Infamous toilet. Yes, toilet is expected to be worth its weight in gold at auction. Patrick Cornell shares that story, and take a look at this.
If you're trying to stay golden like Huntrix, try sitting down, down, down on this shining, shimmering, multi-million-dollar work of art. Yep, that's a fully functional, solid 18-karat gold commode. This installation dubbed America from artist Maurizio Catalan. If the name sounds familiar, it's the same man who brought you the $6.2 million banana duct tape to the wall. According to Sotheby's, America is a satirical commentary on the art world, the United States, and what we value. The golden latrine has some history. It drew 100,000 visitors to the Guggenheim Museum in 2016 when guests were intended to take a seat and put it to proper use. In 2019, it was placed in a palace in England and subsequently stolen. That version was never recovered. This second edition is expected to be worth its weight in gold, literally. When it opens for auction on November 18th, the starting bid will be set by the current gold market price, roughly $10 million, which would make for one pricey restroom renovation. Moving on, a Louisiana police officer saw a golden opportunity while chasing some alleged crooks. The sergeant was reportedly in hot pursuit of shoplifters when they hopped in a car and took off. A good Samaritan saw the whole thing go down, pulling up and offering a ride to help the cop carry on the chase. Follow, go. And go they did. The citizen-cop combo racing down the road, following the suspected thieves until they stopped at a stoplight.
Yep, okay, there you go, sir. Thank you for your service.
The Slidell Police Department says multiple officers showed up on the scene around the same time as that daring duo. A short time later, they arrested the two people. Both have been charged with theft, among other offenses. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
That's pretty cool. I don't know, what would you do if an officer like hopped in your car? I was like, after him.
I'd be like, so can I speed?
Yes. Hopefully you would be able to get by with
I'd be like,
that.
I'd be able to speed right without getting a ticket.
Yeah. You're
I
off
don't
the
know.
hook for that one.
I don't know. Maybe I would be like, it's like that one show where like the high-speed chase or something like that. I feel like I'd be like in the middle of the...
I would love it. I'd be like, this is my time to shine.
Be like, I got this.
Let's go.
You got ox. You got ox.
Yeah. You put on some good tunes. I got it.
Right.
Definitely some fun there. But yeah, you know, you were talking yesterday about how it's getting redundant, how to talk about the weather. I think that's a good thing overall, though, because it's beautiful.
It is nice, but I'm not gonna lie, I have been adjusting it a little bit today just because we have two fronts moving through the area. So for our day planner today, there's that redundancy, except we are slightly warmer. Look at that. We have 70s on the board now instead of those 60s. We'll be in the lower 70s through the afternoon today. Then right when sunset begins, and that's when we're dropping back into the 60s, 61 degrees by 6 o'clock. Clear skies throughout the day, then clear skies into the overnight hours. But the main thing we are tracking is two fronts. The first one is going to be a weaker cold front, as you could say. It'll bring us some showers and maybe thunderstorms on Friday. That's why we have about a 30% chance there. But because it's weaker, it's not really going to adjust our atmospheric temperatures or humidity levels. But then another one comes in on Sunday. This one doesn't have as much moisture with it, but it actually might bring us our coolest temperatures of the season. It might give us our first freeze as well. So look at Monday, 45 degrees going into Monday, and then 63 for a high on Monday as well. And then into our 10-day forecast, you can't see it, but we could be waking up to temperatures near 40 degrees going into Tuesday. So that's really what we're looking at right there for that freeze possible. But overall, not much going on in the forecast besides if you like the cold, there you go. But if you don't like the warmth, don't worry. It is not going to last that long, but we do have those 80s on Friday and Saturday. So definitely warm for November.
It's a little ping pong here.
Yeah,
with
it's
the
definitely back and forth. It's kind of odd because when we're writing the forecast, I'm just like, what's happening? What am I doing?
I don't know, but you need to keep an eye out on those showers on Friday. Of course, we've got a lot of football games going on, so we'll keep you filled in on that, and we'll see you